Today we're diving into the richest places in Kansas. That's right, the Sunflower State isn't just wheat fields, tornadoes, and barbecue. It's home to some seriously wealthy neighborhoods, crisscrossing the state from Oakley to Wichita to Kansas City. These towns are where safety is high, crime is low, and the only thing more valuable than the homes is the safety of mind that comes with them. Hi everyone, I'm Chris Colmar. I'm the data nerd behind homesnacks.com. To come up with the 10 richest places in Kansas, I broke down the home prices and median incomes for every city, town, and village over 4,000 people, using the most recent census data. But even though I've been doing this for over 10 years and traveled to half of these places, the rankings is based purely on the data. That way, we're not just looking at who makes the most money, but where the wealth actually lives. People put their money where their mouth is when it comes to choosing a place to call home. So you can trust that these places have the right balance of attractions, safety, school quality, and everything else you'd want in a great place to live. So whether you're just curious, or maybe even thinking of moving to one of these high-income places, let's jump into the richest cities in Kansas. First up on our tour of the richest places in Kansas is Basehor, a fast-growing city in Leavenworth County, located at the intersection of US 73 and US 40, about 30 minutes outside of Kansas City. With median incomes north of $100,000 and home prices above $400,000, this town is quickly becoming a hotspot for those who want suburban charm with easy access to Kansas City. Basehor is home to attractions like the Falcon Lakes Golf Course and the Holyfield Vineyard and Winery, where you can tell rich people sip local wines in the scenic Kansas countryside. Basehor offers family-friendly fun at Basehor City Park, where you'll find playgrounds and walking paths perfect for a weekend picnic or an afternoon stroll with the kids. The high school is ranked number 45 in the metro by US News, so you know you'll be paying for a quality education. Next up, we'll swing on down to the south side of Kansas City and stop at Prairie Village. You know a place is doing well when the only major story in the last year is the renovation of an old Macy's. With a median income right around $100,000 and home prices pushing over $400,000, this town is known for its well-kept neighborhoods and quality schools. It's got all the warmth of a Kansas small town, but with the kind of wealth that would make the Wild West outlaws jealous. Plus, with some of the best boutique shopping in the area, you won't even miss that old Macy's. And because we're talking about Kansas here, you know that your money will go even further. According to Redfin, Kansas has a cost of living 11% lower than the national average. Next, we're going to take a day trip to the Kansas River and DeSoto at number 8. While DeSoto may not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of wealth, the numbers don't lie. Folks here earn a median income over $100,000, and Zillow has home values priced close to $400,000. So it's the kind of place where people will say howdy, but they'll say it from their $500,000 porch. And with the new Panasonic battery plant in town, the energy around DeSoto will only increase. Zigzagging back across the Kansas City metro area, we arrive in Olathe. Olathe comes in at number 7, with the median household income over $100,000 and home prices in the high 300s. As one of Kansas's largest cities, Olathe is booming, with new construction, job opportunities, and a growing sense of community. Some might say that real estate is as hot as the new Hot Dave's Chicken coming into town. It's got that perfect balance of Kansas affordability with Midwestern quality of life. Kind of like finding the perfect Kansas City brisket. Rich, but not overdone. Plus, it's one of the safest cities in the state, so your biggest worry might be rush hour traffic. Packing up the car and hopping onto Route 66, we end up in the 6th spot with Lenexa. Like most places on this list, this growing city offers a median income over $100,000, with home prices pushing $450,000. Lenexa offers a mix of suburban comfort and urban convenience. With plenty of parks, shopping, and a solid job market, it's just the place for you, assuming you have the money to get in. If Kansas had a version of Beverly Hills, Lenexa might be it, minus the palm trees of course. And despite some recent headlines, it's still extremely safe. That's why they just built the $73 million Justice Department building in town. And if you're looking for good eats, you don't have to look far. Lenexa Public Market has got you covered. The next spot on our list takes us the furthest outside of Kansas City yet. Spring Hill might be smaller than Olathe, but don't let that fool you. It's the number 5 richest place in Kansas. Folks living here have, you guessed it, a median income over $100,000 and home prices over $400,000. With its friendly community, strong job market, and growing housing developments, Spring Hill is quickly becoming a destination for Kansas's upper middle class. Not to mention, you can get K&M barbecue, which might be the best barbecue around. It's the kind of place where people still wave at each other, and the biggest crime wave around is probably something more like you forgetting to return a power drill to your neighbor. Right up the road, we land at number 4, Overland Park, Kansas's second largest city. When I drove through Main Street last month, it was perfectly clear to me why so many people love this city. You get the jobs that come with bigger companies that have headquarters here, but you also get that postcard-worthy shopping area. With nearly 200,000 people, it still boasts median incomes over $100,000 and home prices pushing into the 500s. Overland Park is where business meets luxury. Thriving corporate headquarters, top-tier restaurants, and so many golf courses that even a seasoned golfer would get jealous. It's also one of the safest cities in the state, so you don't have to worry about locking up your prized John Deere. Speaking of golf, we're going to take a short trip to Fairway, which comes in as the third richest city in Kansas. In Fairway, we see a big bump up in both median incomes and home prices for the first time. Instead of being over $100,000, we're looking at over $150,000 in the median income and home prices pushing into the mid-fives. It's more neighborhood than city, and it's in Kansas City's backyard, if that backyard was just made of parks, golf courses, and $500,000 homes. Nicknamed the City of Trees, Fairway has that picture-perfect small-town charm, with the bank accounts to match. Fairway's local parks and walking trails add to its small city charm, and you can always explore the Trolley Track Trail, which is a great alliteration. I like to think of it as a place where you'll know your neighbor, crime is non-existent, and you're never that far away from a good plate of burnt ends. Next up is just a short drive to Leawood, the number 2 richest city in Kansas. I drove through Leawood last month, and I was impressed. It had all the McMansions you would expect for an affluent Kansas City suburb, but it was confident in its place on this list, because Travis Kelce wouldn't just pick anywhere to live in Kansas, would he? And now we're starting to talk about people that make a bunch of money. The median income here is about $175,000, and home prices are around $700,000. Leawood isn't just wealthy, it's thriving. The suburb is known for its top-rated schools, high-end shopping, and restaurants that will make you forget about all those all-you-can-eat buffets. Plus, crime rates here are calmer than a Kansas cornfield on a windless day. And completing our tour of what has essentially been the nicest towns around Kansas City, we end up in the richest place in Kansas, Mission Hills. And let's just say, this place is rich. The median household income? It's so high that it breaks the census reporting, topping out at over $250,000. And the median home value? A staggering $1.4 million according to Zillow. That's like a lifetime of earnings for most people. This is the kind of place where you're eating at high-end restaurants on your date night and not taking your kids to Applebee's, where there's no crime, the schools are some of the best in the state, and you're maintaining your grounds instead of your lawn. So there you have it, the 10 richest cities in Kansas. Whether you're dreaming of high-end homes or just trying to understand where the money is in Kansas, these places prove that wealth isn't limited to just the coast. While the top 10 places all turned out to be booming suburbs of Kansas City, there's wealth scattered all across the Sunflower State. Let me know in the comments if you think we missed any place on the list. And the data comes from HomeSnacks, where we rank cities, states, and neighborhoods across a whole host of different criteria. So please subscribe if you like this video, and check out homesnacks.com if you're looking for a place to live.